Well, hello, it's John Munter, northern Minnesota. This is my farm, and when I get up in the morning, there's a million things I could do, and I have to listen carefully to see which one screams the loudest. Do me or I'll die. So this one right now I'm working on here is cutting the weeds and the grass around from my log sauna. Very important here to keep the logs from rotting. So we're talking about the Gospel of Thomas, Nagana Valley Library by James Robinson, and I'm recapping the higher self. We learn in number 4 is going within, and it becomes the big fish of number 8, and it's ecstatic and it's freeing in number 11. The higher self really is not materialized into a person, place, or practice. It's within us, an ecstatic experience. We'd almost even be willing to die sometimes. It can be so ecstatic. It's not something that, and we let our light shine too, and it begins like a small thought or a mustard seed that grows into something big. And it's not really compared to grapes from the normal grapevines of religion. It's something much more than that. It's outside of time and space in number 48, and we are the children of its light from number 50. And there may be sufferings and poverty in life, but it helps grow the light in us. So we come up to the idea of the false Jesus in number 60, that it has to be within and not just an outer form, and we shouldn't be co-opted by the wealth of our people around us. And so we know that then it becomes the stone which the builders have rejected. It's the cornerstone or the keystone. It's something we go into the well for. It's like a well we dig deep into. And it's the door before the bridal chamber. So here we're coming to number 75. Many are standing at the door, but it's a solitary who will enter the bridal chamber. So what is the bridal chamber? Let's look at number 76 now. Jesus said, "The kingdom of the Father is like a merchant who had a consignment of merchandise, who discovered a pearl. That merchant was shrewd. He sold the merchandise and bought the pearl alone for himself. You too seek his unfailing and enduring treasure, where no moth comes near to devour and no worm destroys." So here we have another image of the higher self, much like the big fish in number 8. And later on we'll see it's the big sheep in the end of the Gospel of Thomas. And so we think, well, what is the big pearl from number 76? So let's look at 77. Jesus said, "It is I who am the light which is above them all. It is I who am the all. From me do the all come forth, and to me do the all extend. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there." So we see these pantheistic images also in the Gospels that really talk about we're part and parcel of everything. And if this is so, if the light is everywhere and it's under everything around, why don't people know that? Why isn't it obvious to people? And so we come to 78 about this. Jesus said, "Why have you come out in the desert to see a reed shaken by the wind, and see a man clothed in fine garments like your kings and your great men? Upon them are the fine garments, and they are unable to discern the truth." So we have an image like John the Baptist here, and Jesus is appealing to, well, look, John the Baptist told you the truth and nobody believed him, and he was out in the desert and he lived a poor life, and he was an example. And so the normal question for this as well is that, do we have to be a prophet to understand the truth? And number 79 says, "A woman from the crowd said to him, 'Blessed are the womb which bore you and the breast which nourished you.' He said to her, 'Blessed are those who have heard the word of the Father and have kept it. For there will be days when you will say, Blessed are the womb which has not conceived and the breasts which have not given milk.'" So we have the idea that it's not a biological thing. This, and there was a tradition. John the Baptist and James were, according to Robert Eisman, were grandsons of a famous holy man named Honi, the circle drawer. And so oftentimes you find, and Jesus supposedly had brothers and all that. But Jesus here is saying it's not biological, and it's just knowing the truth within is the big point. And beyond that, even asceticism can pay spiritual dividends, because childbearing and child nurturing, all this, can be extremely difficult and traumatizing and worrying to people, and so when you're experiencing the ecstasy of the higher self, then it's something that would draw you away from that. So there's pluses and minuses to everything here. So Jesus is talking about the trauma of this, and saying that maybe some apocalypse will come. Perhaps the Great Jewish War of 66-70 is what is being predicted here. But so what does this actually mean, that to be an ascetic like this? And so we'll save that for next time. But thanks for joining. This is John Munger at www.mirroredbridalchamber.com, and my website is that's my website. My book is The Integral Gospel of Thomas Made Easy. So thank you.